how important is a bio on Instagram? And what do you think about Pavel's bio?
Mhm.
This one.
It's very important because it gives a little highlight written out who you are and what you're doing. This is maybe even more important for brands because they know, oh, he's doing this or that. But overall, it's like your quick CV on social media.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I knew it. But because you have your username, then you have your name, where you can put like almost anything that
Yeah,
you
don't
want
write the
to.
same. Don't write the
No,
same.
exactly. So you want to utilize your bio and your name to kind of like show a lot of what you provide without going through your feed, but
Yeah.
also not overwhelm others because they're like, oh my god, this is so much to read. I'm just going to click, X this account. I don't know. So you want to give them a quick summary of what you're doing. So if your username, he has his username, Pavel Kestefran, and then you have his name, which is Pavel, a rocket sign, a rocket emoji, code setup, tech motivation. I think I would kind of limit that to one thing.
Same.
And put some of the other points, not all of them, in the bio below. So, because he has code in his name, but he has coder and platform engineer in his bio, so that is kind of redundant. I would take the code then out of his name and just put platform engineer, maybe coder in there. Then you have mentor and motivation. It's not quite the same, but it's pretty similar. And then setup and tech. The setup I would probably keep in there because setups is what he's mostly showing in his feed. And if he puts, because the setup can be found via the search function in Instagram. So if you put setup in there, it would show Pavel rocket emoji setup. Because it makes sense, because he wants to be identified with desk setups. So I would take code out. I would probably take tech out for now, because setup tech, it goes in the same category, and he's mostly showing him more of his setup. And I wouldn't consider the MacBook to be tech enough to put in tech. Falls more into the category of setup.
Yeah.
And then I would take the motivation out for now, because motivation is such a crowded space that you don't get any bonus or any extra reach from it. So just put Pavel, rocket emoji, and then setup. And then in the real bio, put in platform engineer coder. And then as a second, you put in mentor. The next, I help developers to build better, reliable software faster with automation. I think that's more for LinkedIn. Yeah, I would say that it's more for LinkedIn. That's more like your LinkedIn hook line when you try to get people onto your profile.
That's so true, man. That's so LinkedIn.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad thing, but I don't think it will help him build his platform on Instagram. It's too professional.
Yeah, I think
do that.
Yeah, you need to make it ultra simple. Like Instagram is visual and basic. So ultra simple, right?
Exactly. The best thing would actually be just to put in keywords, not full sentences, because the attention span of the degens that are on social media, it's like one word and they're gone. If the one word doesn't catch them, it's like...
I know what you mean. That's why your bio, which we can see here, is like full of those buzzwords, right? Like this, and that. And I follow the other example actually, where I say I want to wrap my whole bio in a story, so it actually makes sense. And it's like you look at a nice present, like, oh wow, that looks nice, and then you stay there, you trigger the curiosity, all that stuff. That's why I say, what do I say? Data is my daily tea, something like that, right? And then people have to think about that first. Okay, what does it even mean?
It's clever, but it's too much for social media.
Yeah.
They don't want to think. They don't want to feel like this is work. So just put in. It's not even that it's a negative a connotation with that. It's more like, dude, this feels like work. I don't just want to chill.
Yeah, that's true. They just want to get entertained or inspired, whatever that is. But thank you. Yeah.
I think there's one more thing we can talk about. So shut up, Long.